Well, 5 of the 7 Supreme Court justices in Kansas are on the ballot in November, and whether to keep them or toss them away is splitting some Kansans. 6 News reporter James Ryan Roberts is live in the newsroom with more on the battle brewing over the state Supreme Court. James Ryan.
Stephanie, on the one side, you've got Kansans angry with the court after they attempted to overturn a death penalty ruling from 2002. Although they've organized against the judges, experts say they're fighting an uphill battle. Many, the overturning of the death penalty for Jonathan and Reginald Carr, the brothers behind the Wichita massacre, was the last straw.
What that does is it forces it all back into the news, which is extremely painful. And I would say that we were very reluctant to even speak up.
But speak up they did. Although the Supreme Court overturned the Kansas court's decision, a group, Kansans for Justice, made up of friends and family of the Carr brothers' victims, organized against the justices. I spoke to the president, Amy James, via Skype.
We realized that if we don't stand up and say something, nobody's really going to understand the mistakes that are being made.
James says the group hopes to educate voters about judge retention and hopefully dismiss 4 of the 5 judges on the ballot, a historic feat.
No Kansas Supreme Court justice has ever lost a retention election.
KU law professor Stephen Ware says historically retention elections sway in the judge's favor.
You don't know who's going to replace that incumbent, and you might think, well, whoever the replacement is, I might like even less.
It's that fear that sparked the Kansans for Fair Courts.
There have been over 55 bills that have been filed by anti-court politicians to attack these courts.
While Executive Director Ryan Wright says he feels for the victims in the Carr case, he says it's much more important to keep politics out of the courtroom.
There have been over 1,300 opinions issued under this court. That was one case.
Although spurred by the Carr brothers, James says there's a bigger picture.
If we were just talking about one case, we wouldn't even be here probably talking about it. So it's really about a pattern of mistakes.
Nationally, 99% of judges are retained during retention elections. However, Ware says the margin by which they win has been slipping in recent years as more and more groups organize against state courts. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm James Ryan Roberts with 6 News.
All right, thank you, James Ryan. Both Kansans for Justice and Kansas for Fair Courts are nonprofit and nonpartisan organizations. To take a closer look at them and their arguments, just visit our website, 6lawrence.com, and click on the links at the top of the page.